Hopefully this camera placement's good. I'll adjust as needed. For anyone watching this later on replay, this is a live video. The whole point is for me to be able to chit chat with people, answer questions in a live setting. So if that's not your kind of video and you don't like the chit chat, please feel free to not watch. I have a lot of other videos that are just straight up tutorials without all the chit chat. So please check those out. For everybody else, please say hi in the chat box. Let me know where you're watching from. And we'll do a couple fun projects today. I am staring at this little spider that is hanging above my table. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see. Oh, yep, there he is. See him? He's threatening to come down. I don't know where he's going. But I guess as long as he stays out of my project, we're good. He's coming over this way. Okay. Well, I'm going to go to the other side of the table now. Now that he's coming over here. And let's get some resin mixed up while everybody starts to tune in. Oh, let me get this pulled up on the computer so I can see you guys. And this probably isn't going to be the longest video, but it won't be as short as I was originally planning. Yeah. I planned 2 hopefully super fun projects, okay? Oh, there we go. I couldn't see you guys on the other side. Hey Heidi, hey Sandra Lee, hey Susan, hey Dimpy, hey Heather, Tim, Marianne, Karen. Marianne, I have not sorted it out yet. Hey Reggie. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit in apathy on it, and the thought of spending thousands of dollars on a down payment and having a monthly payment is killing me. So yes, spiders do eat other bugs, so I generally let them stay in here. As long as I see they're doing their job, they're okay. I'm actually not a spider killer. Unless it's somewhere it shouldn't be, like in my bed. Then you can get up, yeah. Okay, there we are. Alright, so let's start with mixing up our resin. And you can probably, I don't know if you can hear, but anyways, I do have the heater going. Get some cups out and everything. Okay, let me tell you what I have planned actually, before I get too distracted. Yeah, so Marianne, until I'm borrowing someone else's car, and until I can no longer borrow their car, I'm probably going to hold off on it. So, all right, you guys have probably seen some of the coffee trays and coffee bowls that I have made. Well, I thought, what about for those tea drinkers that don't drink coffee? I mean, you can still appreciate it. Hey, Brandy. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to see you, and bring your bathing suit before I forget. So not everyone drinks coffee, even though you can still, I'm sure, appreciate the art projects, but I thought let's do a tea one. So I am going to go with cooler tones for this. Jeannie, I'm not sure what you're asking. But anyways, so I got these just tea leaves from Amazon. This is lavender chamomile, and it looked pretty in the picture at least. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to make a tray, and I've got it, I can't apply it today, but I've got silver, I made some silver decals. I honestly don't remember what it says, but something like it's always tea time here or something. And I think I'll make a matching set of coasters. And then depending on how much time / resin we have left, I'm going to be doing some more Scrabble coasters. Yeah, it's non-GMO. I honestly was just going for the prettiest looking tea leaves. All right, so I'm just draining this bottle. So I put this just like this in front of the heater. This is part A. And oh no, I got a little something in this container. I'm not buffering on my end, so hopefully it might just be your internet. I'm not sure. A little piece of dried paint in there. Okay. So right now that's 4 ounces of part A, and that ends off this bottle. So let's get some part B in here. Hey, Linda. Let's see. For this tray, to fill up the entire mold takes like 30 ounces. I'm not going to do that much though, because we'll do it in a couple layers. So to do the tray and all the coasters, I think mixing up 24 ounces would be plenty. So we've got 4 ounces of part A there. I'm going to do my math. So 12 ounces of each. So I'm going to pour part B into up to 16 ounces. And then the rest would be part A. I like to put part B in first because it is the more liquid of the two. In this case, we had some part A in first just because I was draining the bottle. So flipped it around a little bit differently. And now, I said 24 ounces, right? Yeah, there we go. 12 ounces of each. So this is part A. And keep in mind, I'm mixing up a lot at one time. You do not want to leave all of this sitting in the bucket. So get it out as quickly as you can, as soon as you finish mixing up. Hello, Warlord of Art. Hey, Cindy. Oh, and guys, I created a special promo code just for you. As I feel like sometimes maybe you guys don't know how much I appreciate you coming to join me on these Wednesday lives. This is the longest running live I've had. My first one was in 2018 on YouTube. And I think I used to do it, I feel like I've always done it Wednesday night, but I used to do it at 6 p.m., I think, which is 9 p.m. Eastern, so it was a little late. So I switched it to 4 p.m. a few years ago, but I've been doing this live video on Wednesdays for 6 years. And some of you have been here with me that entire time. If any of you can remember how long you have been here on the live videos for, let me know in the chat box. I know some of you, Linda, one of my besties, you've been here for forever. Brandy, obviously, you've been here for forever. And Linda, I want to send you an email soon. I want to plan a trip out to come see you. Hopefully soon. So, anyways, we'll talk. But yeah, anyways, back to October 2021. Awesome. October's my birthday. Usually rewatch to the late hour. I totally get that. So anyways, just for you guys, and not sharing this anywhere else, you guys can use the code YTLIVE, all one word, YTLIVE, all caps, for 20% off of resin, any size, any amount, through the end of tonight, okay? So if any of you need to stock up on resin, it's a special sale just for you guys. All right, so when mixing the resin, make sure you scrape the sides of the container and scrape the bottom repeatedly. If you're having any curing issues, it's more than likely because you didn't do that, and so it didn't actually fully cure. And then stir for about 3 to 4 minutes. Oh, that's rough, Reggie. But, I guess that makes it easy to remember when it was. Okay, so I was thinking, we've got some like purple in here from the lavender. So I want to go with, I want to make kind of a pearl purple-ish color. Probably use some diamond dust. I did really want to pick out my colors ahead of time. I just didn't get a chance, so bear with me. I have them in mind though. I just didn't get to actually pull them out. Oh, I hope I have what I want. There's pearl. Okay, good. I got a little worried there for a second. And I have white metallic also. All right. Hey, Cindy. So I like to mix it just a little bit extra, just to make sure. I don't want any doubt in my mind that it is fully mixed, because once you pour it out and get started, you can't go back. Oh no, Reggie. All right, let me get some smaller cups. So I have not used tea leaves before. I think she has recovered. I hope so, right, Reggie? But I assume it'll work just the same as with, say, the coffee beans. So I'm gonna mix it directly into the resin. Let's get this bag cut open. And this looks and smells so good. Some say you should mix in one direction. Oh, I know nothing about that, but I do know I am going to pour this in here first. I mix in all directions. So it's like little flowers in here. I almost feel guilty putting this in a resin project instead of drinking it. But honestly, I'm really not much of a tea drinker, so. Hopefully you guys can see that. I'll try to adjust the camera as soon as we get started on the actual project to make sure that it's, you guys can see. I think this could be cute with some flowers on it too, actually. Let me see if I have any readily available. I do have a few little ones, so I might throw some actual flowers in there also. All right, let's mix up our colors. Less bubbles if you mix one direction. Well, I am a rebel. I'm gonna mix all directions. Uh-oh. But I can see that. That makes sense. I just dumped my tea leaves over. All right, so the other primary color I want to do is pearl. And then I'm going to do some white. And then other than that, I'm not totally sure. I kind of want to just see how it looks. So I'm going to take a good scoop of the pearl and put it in this larger amount. And then I'm going to take just a teeny bit of purple. And I do mean a teeny bit. And I'm going to mix that in with the pearl. And make just a very slightly purple tinted pearl, hopefully. We'll see. Hey, Cynthia, welcome. Ooh, that's perfect. I wanted it just super lightly tinted purple, and it is. I'll come around and show you guys in a minute. Sometimes it doesn't translate through the camera. Okay, over here we're going to use just some white Alumilite dye. Definitely not needed, but I think it'll be a good contrast to that metallic. And I want to just go light with this one. I don't want any heavy colors. But just a little bit of that white. It's mostly going to be the pearl. And then keep in mind the decal that's going to go on top is going to be silver. So I think that'll be good. Alright, so let me get this all situated. I'll come around, I'll show you that color close up, and then I will get started. So let me adjust the camera as needed here. Kind of want to make more of this pearl color. I wish I'd put it in a bigger cup. Okay. Hey Laura, welcome. Lisa, welcome. Let's do some adjustment here. All right, so here is this very lightly tinted purple pearl color. Can you guys see the purple in there? Actually, that's not too bad. I'm gonna try to zoom in a little. Close your eyes. Ooh, that was almost perfect. Getting the secondary camera set up here. Okay, you guys are ready for the fun? Hopefully that's good on this end. Yep, okay, good. Oop. Hey, Tabby. All right, so let's start off with these tea leaves, which I kind of want to put around the edge. I think I need I need a little more resin in here. I did my resin to tea leaf ratio was a little off. So I'm going to do the tea leaves around the side, but I don't want to do just kind of straight lines. I want to do it a little bit wonky. And keep in mind we're doing coasters as well. So for the coasters, I'm going to put it just in half. I'm not going to try to get too fancy. And I might add some more. I might have to mix up a little more. But we'll see. It's definitely best with these things to do them a little bit at a time and then come back and add more rather than trying to do a whole bunch at one time. All right, so now we get this pearl color in here. I love wonky as well. Ooh, that is gorgeous. Okay, make sure I have some left for the coasters. Oh, no problem, Karen. I totally understand. Yeah, I love that color too. And then we're just using this white for accent. I've got a little space over here. Kind of want to put it in right up against the edge. Because why not? Sometimes I feel like I try to get a little too patterny. And I definitely don't want that. And then let's put some over here. Try not to go too heavy with that white. Okay. And I have plenty more clear, so I'm actually going to just throw some of that on here on top, which will create some awesome depth. And we'll just get this fully filled in here. Not the whole mold, I mean, but the full bottom layer of the mold. Definitely not filling in the entire mold right now. I'm going to do this in at least 2 layers. I'll make sure that purple goes all the way here. soften up this edge a little bit. I'll hit it with a heat gun also, which will soften it a little more, and it'll soften it over there. Perfect. Hey, Angie. Yeah, I got the idea because on my coffee video, a lot of people were like, well, I don't drink coffee, I just drink tea. And I was like, okay, well, let's do tea leaves. So I kind of want to, I'm going to add a little more tea leaves. I want it to be a little more concentrated. And I'm going to add in the tea leaves just a smidge, and I do mean a smidge of diamond dust, just a tiny bit. Give a little sparkle. This tea smells so good. Marianne, which one? Sorry, this? The white there is just Alumilite white resin dye. Nothing added in it, just the dye itself. I'm not going to add any more into those coasters because otherwise I won't be able to put that second layer in there. And it'll definitely need the second layer. All right. I lost all my white over here, so I'm going to add a little bit of it back. And then we're going to just hit it with the heat gun and some ice-proof alcohol. There we go. All right, heat gun, here we come. So I start by just heating up the whole thing. That's just to get rid of air bubbles and to warm it up. Yes, just loose leaf tea. And now I'm going to push it around a bit. And it's going to kind of lace out this white. So almost like we're doing an ocean wave. Right, and now I'm going to hit it with some isopropyl alcohol, which will also cause some reactions in that white. And help get rid of air bubbles. And Bob's your uncle for that first layer. So I'll put the decal probably right in the middle, and I might use a decal on these guys too, I'm not sure. Truth be told, these are a little too perfect for me. I'm a little unhappy with how evenly I poured those. So I'm going to try to mess it up a little here. Let's see if that does it. All right, let's go on to our next project. Remember, we're on the clock with this resin. It's still not getting warm. We got a nice long work time, which is good. So I'm going to scooch this out of the way. Restart. Oh no. Man. I don't know what's happening with this phone. It did not record all that. Crud. It recorded the first 20 seconds. Oh man. Alright, well. May not be able to make a regular video out of this for some reason. My other phone is not recording. All right, well, let's go on. The show must go on. So I'm going to just do a couple coasters here. I've already picked out my letters. And we're gonna go super cheesy on this. So I actually really love that pearl purple color, and I'm gonna duplicate that again as best as I can. And that's gonna be my background color there. And then it looks like I'll probably still have some left over to maybe put into another project. So you can absolutely do clear on this, but I like having that background color to offset the words. I put a little more purple in this one, not necessarily on purpose, but. And this was the cup that had the white dye in it already, so it's gonna already be lighter, a little more purpley. Okay. Yes, please hit the like button. And if you're really enjoying yourself, feel free to super chat, super sticker. So I'm just putting a nice thin layer of the color in here. Like not even filling it up halfway. I'm filling it in just a tiny bit. We do not want that resin to go over the letters for this. Spritz them with the alcohol. I'm gonna actually use the stick to help push it all the way to the edge because it's a pretty thin layer. And this one might have a little too much. Let's take some back out. Okay. Hopefully that should be good. Aw, thanks, Brandy. Yeah, so this is another one of those pearl purples, but a little tiny bit more purple. And it's a little more, it's not as pearly. All right, now that I just moved all that around, let's spritz it one more time, and then we'll get started with our letters. I'm gonna take off my gloves for this, because otherwise I'll just get resin where I don't want it. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to set the first word in here. So again, we're going super cheesy here. So we've got live, and then we've got laugh. Oh. And then I'll put extra letters around. Put these a little bit offset. How about that? Live, laugh. Okay, now on this side, we're going to do love, life. And I'm sorry, if I was really good, I'd be doing these upside down so you guys could read them, but I'm not. So. All right, got a little tea leaf in there, that's okay. And around those, I'm literally just gonna put random letters, trying not to have too many duplicates. We'll let people get confused trying to figure out these other words that are not words. You could do the whole thing with letters. Or with words, rather. Obviously, it's all letters. Yeah, I thought this was a great idea. I got these a while ago, but I gave too many of them away. So I had to buy more. And now I have all the letters. Ooh, an X. I'm using all those high points here. I accidentally wrote mug. There's one more over here. All right, I think that's good. I don't want to overdo it. Oh, I put 3 there and I put 4 there. That's okay. All right, so that is literally it on this project, other than like letting it sit for a little bit and the air bubbles come up and spraying it again with the alcohol. So I'm going to show you guys now what I do with the rest of my resin, because we never let any resin go to waste. We always use it. So let's throw tiddlywinks. That's a good idea. Well, one thing I love about resin is the fact that you can put anything in there. Oh, I really like that purple. Okay, let's scooch these to the side. Let's see if the camera recorded anything for that. Probably not, knowing my luck. Negative, okay. I'm gonna have to figure out what's wrong with that later. All right, but for now, this is currently my favorite bowl mold. I love it. So I'm going to take, just literally scrape every drop out of all of these cups that I can into one. It'll be fun turning the non-word letter sideways. Yeah, that's true too. And then I think I'm just going to do 2 purples here. We'll have some contrast. So getting the rest of that resin out. All right, so I've got already this light purple pearl in here. Let's start with that. Now, pro tip with molds like these, I usually like to pre-spray them with the alcohol. That actually helps the resin to flow and helps with air bubbles. Start off with this lighter color. And while that is settling down, I'm going to take some purple dye. And I'm just going to do 1 drop in here. And you know what? Let's mix it with some of the pearl also. Why not? We'll go very pearly, but it's going to be much deeper because of that dye. Yeah, all kinds of fun stuff. That dye is really deep, so, and very concentrated. You can see I used 1 drop. Look how dark that is. Yeah, hopefully this should be enough to fill in the rest of the bowl. Oops. Give it some time. See those air bubbles popping out? Yeah, I really like that. People are always asking me on videos, what color did you use? And I'm like, 90% of the time I mix my own. So I can't tell you what color, and most of the time I don't remember either, but like especially with custom colors. If it's a singular color, that's easy, right? But if it's a custom color, I'm like, I don't know, man. Okay, I think we should be good. I'm just gonna literally scrape out the last of this because I have it. And then that's pretty much perfect amount for this bowl. Do a little swirly swirl there just for funsies. Because this has the white in it, it will likely sink through that purple because it's pretty heavy, but we'll see. That's why it's always a surprise. All right, now this one, I do not recommend only spraying once. Absolutely come back in 10 to 15 minutes. Because oftentimes more air bubbles will come up from the sides. It's hard for all that resin to get down there. So you do want to make sure that you come back and you get rid of those air bubbles. Like, look, right there. You guys see that one? If I did not come back and spritz it again, I would totally miss that air bubble. Reggie, I have not. I just freewheel it every time. I actually don't know what that word means. I hope that's not a bad word. Free, I don't know. I just make it up as it goes. Sorry. I actually don't know what that word means. I'll scratch that from the record in case it's a bad word. All right, so see those air bubbles? Boom. Pop it again, okay? But don't just do it now. Come back in 15 minutes so you can get all of them. And sometimes you might have a stubborn one, but in 15 minutes you can get it again. And sometimes also you can use like a toothpick. Freestyle. I think that's the word I was trying to think of. I don't know, man. But you get what I mean. I just make it up as I go. So that's all we have for today. Make sure you guys take advantage of that discount tonight because it will expire at the end of the night. I actually set it to expire at 3 a.m. tomorrow morning, Pacific time, because that would be midnight in Hawaii. So basically you have about 11 more hours to use that discount, and I'll just type it out here. It is YTLIVE for 20% off resin through tonight only at mixedmediagirl.com, and that's just for you guys. Thanks, Heidi. Thanks, Nisi. Appreciate you guys. All right, I hope you have a fantastic night, and I will see you all next time.